JB here, Tuesday, February 24th, 3:30 on this fine afternoon talk. Really quick about market, some names I'm looking to go from there. S&P in the green, up about 0.6%. A far cry from yesterday's bloodbath. I don't even know if you want to call it bloodbath, but at this time, yesterday we were down a little over 1% on the SPY. Um, can go either way tomorrow. Like the question is this the start of a bounce? Did we finally found some footing and markets can kind of uh go on their own merits, right? Because right now, or at least the last couple of weeks, it feels like it's just been uh, valuation didn't matter in the software space, and then it's kind of been rolling over into other names where it's like fundamentals don't matter much, earnings don't matter as much. It's just things just sell off just based on even just little news clips, right? And it's sell first, ask questions later environment. So hopefully this is the start of some kind of a return to normalcy, I guess you would call it, and we can start having fun again on some, especially in the earnings trades, things like that, where when a company has good earnings, a beat and raise, and you do your due diligence, you figure out your bull case on the name, and then it does what you think it's going to do. The market reacts the way it should, as opposed to just selling off just because. So anyway, to take a look at the SPY, I have my little support resistance lines and 687, 686 or so. What do I have here? Came right up, we're pretty much right at it right now. So all the way up to 680. What was the high today? 689 and change. We're still down 0.4% this week, so we didn't recoup all of yesterday's losses. But hey, maybe that's a target to look for tomorrow. Later tonight, we have the State of the Union address that already reported there was some news that the big announcement will be around energy, I guess, in AI space. I don't know if I saw the exact headline that came through. Uh, I mean, we already kind of know that's the big. Let's see, Trump to announce data center energy deals during the State of the Union. So I don't know if he's going to actually announce specific companies. Is going to be some of the nuclear names. I don't know what that looks like. To me, hopefully, he just announces some kind of more accommodative financial measures and policies in the in the energy space as a whole. Which to me, I mean, I like the green energy space. So we'll see what happens. So that's kind of what the rest of the State of the Union address. I'm sure there'll be other things that he talks about. They'll pretty much be ones that I think he's already addressed. I mean, he talked about the tariffs for quite a bit on Friday. Maybe some updates in regards to the 15%. I don't even know if that will matter much. So that's kind of overall markets. So after the close, there is earnings. We have First Solar's the one that I mean. I wish if the premiums weren't so expensive. Is First Solar today or is it tomorrow? Why do I have First Solar messed up? Is First Solar tomorrow? Is it Thursday? Hang on, I'm all messed up here. Sorry, folks. Yeah, all right. Oh, so Meli Cabra, Axon, AXON. That's always a name I look at, and I missed. I would say miss it, but the cameras for that's more of a security name. Wow, that looks interesting. All right, well, not one I'm gonna trade. All right, so interesting. Okay. You have Kava, Workday. That'll be certainly might add some color to what's going on. But that's kind of after the close. The next big data, or at least a big piece of possible catalyst, is PCE data on Friday. I don't even know if that matters, right? So yeah, it is today for First Solar. So uh, to me, I kind of want to like if they have a monster report, which I think their last earnings they were up 14%. Let's see. It seems like so back in the day, and I'm not going to go on a rant on First Solar because it used to be one of my favorite names back in like 2012 or even earlier than that, and it used to be a $350 stock back when not a lot of stocks were in the $100 range. Most rants for other days, but moral of the story, it used to be you used to have wide swings after earnings. So when you have a name that has wide swings and you're on the right side and the premiums aren't expensive, into the wide swings, you make lots of money on the or calls or puts, right? So take a look at First Solar, 14.28% move on its last earnings in October. So, and the thing is, the stock was at 246 last earnings, 233. Uh, oh, premiums are expensive though, but maybe sympathy names, Enphase, SolarEdge. But those are rallying. Look at SolarEdge today, up 9%. Enphase up 5%. We'll see. Maybe I'll get some before the end of the day. All right, so don't want to go into too much. But anyway, PC data Friday. Lowe's earnings tomorrow morning. Home Depot had earnings this morning. Decent report. It actually looked like it was going to break out and then fizzled, and it actually hit Lowe's just a little while ago. Still in the green. All right. So that's overall markets. Just quick on individual names because I just want to talk about obviously Corning, right? And I'm trying to figure out ways to number one, come up with some targets, right? That's the most, I wouldn't say the most important thing, but if you're trading options and you can kind of in your head have hey, this is where I think a stock is going to go, especially if it's a crazy target, right? Because you don't make crazy gains on trading options by having mundane targets, right? If I'm looking at Corning and I think it's going to $160, I'm not going to make the big gains trading uh, Corning, right? The big gains is trying to get a uh, some far out of money strikes. Ooh, Stripe, huh? That'll work good for them. Stripe should go public, but maybe it'll keep some of the stuff away from what is it? Oh, 50, $48. All right. PayPal's gapping here, $47. I was looking at the calls yesterday. Even with the rumors yesterday on PayPal, the stock didn't move too much. But anyway, so in regards to Corning, just really quick. So I threw that little sheet together. So that's just the easiest, put pen to paper, simple math, talking about the meta deal, and then expanding that out to two, three more deals, right? So if you just do the math, obviously 6 billion divided by 5 years, 1.2 billion a year in revenues. You go to their optic margins, you do the math on that, and then that's how you can come up with some revenue and EPS numbers for the stock. So if they just announced two more deals, it's a 28 PE ratio, right? For a stock that's growing with these new deals in mid to high double digits, you start doing the math too on four deals, $248 stock price, it's still 47 times earnings, 9 times revenues for a name that would be growing substantially. So considering it's $150 here, another $100 to the upside in a short time frame, you can almost wrap your head around the valuation on that side, and that doesn't add anything else into their core business because fiber's not their entire business, right? I think I don't know, it was $6 billion of their $17 billion in revenues. So anyway, all right, that's just in a nutshell. So today, it opens, it gaps to the upside. Where's my chart? And part of the trade on options to make the big gains, you have to hold, right? If you don't hold, you miss out on the big gains. But also, if you do hold, you're also part of the rug pulls or the pull. You watch it rally, you're sitting in huge profits, and then you watch the pull come, and it's going to happen at some point with GLW. I'm kind of almost like waiting, and it hasn't happened. And the stock was at 148, bounced around all the way down to 146. I'm like, do I lock the 150s in? And then finally got back up to 150. I locked the last few of my February 150s in for 900%. Of course, they're up 1,200% now. But the point is, I was looking to get some other strikes. And not only that, obviously Friday's option expiration. So the closer we get to that, the more risk there is, and the quicker the move will be on the premium. So that kind of weighed on selling those. So I went and got the higher strikes in the March. I still have the 150s. I locked some of those March 150s in for 300%. And I'll just continue to hold those strikes. Because I think if there's continuation to the FOMO, it's a name you can start looking. One of these days it's going to go 170, 180, 190. If there's news, you have to think it's going to gap 160, 170. So that's that. I'll continue to look for opportunities to trade GLW, but just a monster story. And it's like SanDisk back in September. It's not like I want to say I missed it, but I kind of wish I just had a better planning as I continued to run and looked more at it as opposed to just looking as just at a quick glance, saying, okay, this is getting repriced as a spinoff from Western Digital. This could run up to $200, as opposed to looking at the whole situation, the memory shortage, the supply issue, other names. I just looked at its multiples and revenues, right? That was my simple math with SanDisk. I think it traded like 2 to 3 times revenues. Micron traded 8 times revenues. So I'm like, oh, you do the math on it trading 8 times revenues, it's a $200 stock. And of course, thousands of percent later. All right, so that's GLW. And then just quick on Visa too. So Visa could be $280 this week. It's possible, but same token, my puts are still up substantial. I don't want to have some kind of gap up tomorrow, some kind of catalyst. So I took the rest of my puts off for over 100%. I'll just continue to hold. I'll continue to look for other opportunities to trade for downside. I keep thinking that if you look, it's kind of like this AI. I would call it the AI bug, but the software sector caught the AI bug. You have to think some of these other sectors, they might catch the AI bug. And you look at the financials. You look at Visa, MasterCard. There's got to be a way that this could catch the AI virus, AI flu. So I'll just, as much as I want to hold those puts, I might look for some. I was talking about this morning, maybe some 285 puts. So anyway, nice week so far. It's just I wish I felt a little more comfortable getting convicted in some names. Like me right now, I'm looking at Enphase. It's sitting here at 49.60. I'm like, I could see that trading at $60 this week. But I've been saying that for the last couple weeks, right? One of these weeks I'll be right. Uh, and same with SolarEdge, kicking myself for missing this move again today. It's at $43 here. If First Solar has great earnings after the close, State of the Union has some rah-rah, sis boom bah kind of thing around the energy sector. Some of these names might go bonkers tonight to tomorrow. So anyway, that's that. I'm trying to think of some of the other names. So when we have these polls and some of these names, and that's why I keep looking at ServiceNow, or, Intuit today. I almost feel bad for Intuit. They announced that Anthropic deal this morning, right? And it's almost like they bent the knee. If you're Intuit, you're pretty much saying, if you're the company that's trying to survive this, what's going on in AI over the last couple of years, you're saying my platform is the best, my business software is the best, all that. You're just saying this is us, we're the best, right? But now pretty much with Anthropic, you're saying, well, we're the best, but we're going to let another company help us be the best, right? So it's kind of like you're admitting that there might be other options out there that could help your business outside of what you already offer. So it's almost like kind of like waving I wouldn't say the surrender flag, but it's like not, it doesn't give the best uh sentiment, right? If you're an investor or shareholder. But then you also look on the flip side. You say, okay, if you're a shareholder into it, you say, okay, they're flexible. They're open to adapting and doing partnerships outside of what you think they would do. So we'll see how that plays out. Obviously, went green to red. It was all the way up to I think 390 and red in the pre-market, 375 in the after the open. So to me, it's like I'm looking for signs to really get into the water. I keep talking about getting acclimated to the ocean, right? That's kind of what it feels like. I'm hoping one of these days. I was looking at ServiceNow today, and I'm like, waiting. I'm like, is this it? And it's it's 100 yesterday, right? And then boom, in the morning, gaps higher. It's 105, 106. I'm looking, is this it? I'm looking at the 110 calls, and then thankfully, sat on my hands. It hits 106 at 9:45, and then by 10 o'clock, it's at 102. So yeah, just names. I wish, I want to be aggressive, but I've also don't want to make a lot of mistakes. It's very easy to make a lot of mistakes in this environment until things settle down. And then the other thing I'm looking at, I'm like, is ServiceNow going to be $120 stock for the next couple months, right? It's a possibility until things get, things get shaken out. And then the market will start to revalue some of these names. If they've already been revalued and that's it, then maybe this is where some of these software names trade. You look at Adobe too. It's like, I'm like, how is this not getting? It's like sitting here at 240. It looked like it was a bounce all the way up to, I think it was 260 and change at the open. And it's another one of those names I'm just watching. I'm waiting for the bounce. It's just not happening. So anyway, I might get some SolarEdge calls, some spec calls into the close. We got 15 minutes to the close. That's about it. Let's have a great day, folks. I'll be back. Rock and roll.